It's hard to believe it's the same place. Where I am standing now, I couldn't have stood probably 24 hours ago. The shops were all inundated. This is our cafe precinct, which is only probably a minute's walk around the street from us. I would have been standing underwater here. This whole intersection was like a war zone. The mud here is now all over the street now that the water's gone. The shops here were inundated probably halfway up those windows, and I'm trying not to slip on the mud. There's an awful smell in the street. It's a sickly, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe the smell, but I'm holding this now at my head level, and the water was way up over this staircase here and went into all these shops. The mud and rubbish still out the back everywhere. They're pulling down the sandbags, and people like these people over here are emptying all the rubbish out of their shops, and people have started hosing down. There's just piles and piles of sandbags everywhere. Last night I walked out and walked around. I still couldn't get down this far last night, so the water is receding fairly fast. The army stopped me getting through here. We've got helicopters still going around overhead all over the place, the news helicopters, and people have not stopped. These restaurants where they're clearing out were completely inundated. You can almost see on the windows up how high it went, and it's just these are their tables, and people everywhere now coming out to clean up. So not good, hard to walk around with all the cars and mud in the water. Trying not to get in people's way here because they are in a big clean-up mode, and news cameras, news people everywhere. We've sort of had them sort of coming out of the woodwork. Just walking around a little bit further now. I guess these shops across the road, where they're trying desperately to clear up, the water would have been up fairly high. I think probably just under the awnings of the shops, the water. So these shops were absolutely and utterly, completely inundated. Just going a bit further here, as we've got butchers and a video shop. We're on footpath level, but it's sort of got right up here, right up the steps, right up into all of these shops that we're looking at now, and just a monster clean-up going on. And this is like meters from my house. I'm going to try and get across the road here. It's a bit hard to walk and a bit muddy. Just going across here through mud and debris. You can see on the houses the water levels. This is our local front lawns. It's just mud, and the bus stop seat. We're getting now to one of the worst areas. I'm not sure if I should be walking here, but this is one of our beautiful little state schools in the area, and it's going to be very difficult for me to even get through here. The devastation's so great. The water here was at I've come to a very low point in our suburb. People poling themselves along in a boat here. Houses completely submerged still. This is the state school, and unfortunately on the corner here I think is a power substation which blew up, and we haven't seen everything that you've seen. Anyone who watched the floods, Pat and I couldn't see it because we've had no power. We still don't have power. We've got no food in the house really left. one esky that's now got melted ice in it, which melted about 24 hours ago, and we were at a point where we couldn't contact anyone. The phones were destroyed, phone systems completely, and I was running on a mobile with the whole world ringing me up, and 30 staff. This swamp is a beautiful local park. The school playground here was underwater completely. At the back of the school is just still going to be days before the water gets out of that school. It's halfway up the doors there at the back. The water's gone through and just trashed everything. You can see this house over there, that it's been right up the fence height, so probably along here the water that filled the park, which is probably a low point in the suburb, and came across to all these houses that are opposite the park, which are probably some of the $1 million in, because we're only 1k, 2k out of the city. They're a very expensive location and with a beautiful park view. And one of the houses up here is for sale, and it's got on it wonderful park view, you know, top location, and it's a swamp at the moment. So just walking on, trying to get my head around where I am. It just looks nothing like anything I know. I know out here in this park that I walk across and dogs run across and kids playing, everything's underwater. The basketball half court, we can now see most of the hoop and the net, and that's a barbecue area there that I'm looking at, just with the little shed, the kids' playground, everything gone, and the water was up, way up above at the level of this footpath that I'm walking on, probably another 2 or 3 or 4 metres up. And this corner is the place where it all happened. This was like an inland sea. Blokes here just trying to get the water out of their house. Just so much mud. It's just like I'm walking through stinking, smelly mud, and there's things that have washed out everywhere. I can't go any further. The roads here, the mud is too deep, and the roads here are just still trying to get rid of the water. The system just can't take it. We're only less than a kilometre now from the Brisbane River, and you know, once the river filled all the drains, nothing could get out. The godsend was this is this beautiful home with a beautiful park view. So there's the house and the sale sign, and there's the beautiful park view, which is a lake. And there's ducks all over it. They're having a ball, but we couldn't get through here. I can right down. I'm looking at a traffic light. They were just sticking out of the water, so probably talking about 3 or 4 metres above the road at least, around here. Even going up this little side street now, I know that as we come up here, this tree that I'm looking at now, when we got as close as we could, which is up around the corner that I'm heading for, that tree, the water was up to just where it starts to branch, which is over the top of just about over the top of that roller door that's now up. But you can see all the muck inside. It's just filth that's gone through his garage and everywhere. And the water's still up here as I'm now rising up above. That low area down below, and the mud on the road still, so it's gone right up around the corner here. It is very much a case of house by house, street by street. We were so lucky that it was probably starting to come along the road at only 20-30 metres from where our house is, and we just had a slight incline and it stopped, thank goodness. We kept going out all night at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, checking the drain, shining a torch down the drain, and everyone else was. There was people in pyjamas, you know, just all monitoring the drains. And our very big storm drains at the corner of the street they filled, and no more water could have got in. And as they filled and started to come out at my street, that's where it stopped.